20 years together, and that was his opening line. Not, "We need to talk," not, "I'm unhappy," just space. I stared at the man across the kitchen table, the one I'd built a life with, cooked for, fought beside, buried parents with. He couldn't even meet my eyes. His fingers tapped against his phone, the screen lighting up every few seconds with her name. I signed the divorce papers without a word. That was my first move. He mistook silence for surrender. We met when we were 22. He was brilliant, ambitious, all sharp smiles and long nights filled with plans for the future. He told me I made him calm, that I was his anchor. I believed him. I built his world around him, his home, his stability, his image. He built his career. And when he no longer needed an anchor, he cut the rope. It started small. He'd stay later at the office, linger on his phone, deflect questions with easy charm. I told myself not to be paranoid. Then one night, he came home with lipstick on his collar, a shade I never wore. Coral, cheap. I remember the taste of blood in my mouth from biting my tongue. I didn't confront him. I didn't cry. I just watched, collected, waited. Within weeks, I knew everything. Her name, her age, the hotel they used, the password on his hidden email folder. He thought he was clever, but he was predictable. The day he asked for the divorce, I felt nothing. No heartbreak, no rage, just an odd calm, like the stillness before a storm. He didn't know I'd already spoken to his father's lawyer. The old man had trusted me, more than his own son. He'd once told me, "If he ever forgets what matters, you'll remind him." At the time, I thought he meant emotionally. Turns out, he meant legally. There was a clause in his will, buried under years of amendments and signatures. Should my son divorce his lawful wife without cause, he forfeits his inheritance in its entirety. The ink was clear, the language airtight. I didn't need to punish him. I just needed to wait. 3 months later, he announced his engagement to her, the secretary, the cliché in heels. They chose our old vacation spot for the celebration, Carmel by the sea, where we'd once watched the waves crash and promised we'd never become like those people. He'd become one of them. The photos flooded social media, his smug smile, her hand flashing the ring, their friends raising glasses. He looked younger, lighter. He had no idea that everything around him was already collapsing. I booked a room at the same resort under my maiden name. The sea was colder that weekend. Fitting. I waited until the engagement dinner. They'd reserved the back terrace, all glass and candlelight. I could hear the laughter before I saw them. Her giggle, high, practiced. His laugh, louder than I remembered, almost desperate. I walked in quietly. Heads turned, forks paused midair. "Congratulations," I said, voice steady. He froze. Color drained from his face. "What are you doing here?" "I came to give you something." I handed him the envelope. Cream paper. My handwriting. His name. He hesitated, then tore it open. I watched his eyes move over the words, slow, then faster, then stopping altogether. The muscles in his jaw twitched. The room went silent. "What is this?" his fiancée asked, laughing nervously. He didn't answer. I stepped closer, my voice soft, almost kind. "Your father's will. You remember, the one you inherited the company through? There's a clause. If you divorced me, you forfeited everything." Her hand slipped off his arm. No, that can't be," he started. "It's already been filed," I said. "Your board will receive notice tomorrow. I made sure the lawyers had copies." Her voice broke first. "You told me!" But I didn't stay to hear the rest. I turned to leave. Behind me came the sound of a chair scraping, then glass shattering. Someone shouted. Someone else cried. Her scream cut through the night like a blade. It was priceless. By the next morning, the engagement was over. His name vanished from the company website within the week. His friends stopped returning calls. The house, my house, was already under my name. His father's estate lawyers saw to that. He moved into a rental downtown. I know because he tried to call once, late at night. I didn't answer. I just watched the phone ring. People think revenge is about rage. It's not. It's about balance. He took 20 years from me. The quiet years, the loyal ones. I took back what mattered to him most: control. His wealth, his pride, his illusion of power. When I look back, I don't see the woman who was betrayed. I see the woman who waited, who knew her silence was louder than any accusation. Sometimes I drive past the old office building. His name is still etched on the plaque, though it's fading now. New executives run the company. They don't remember me. That's fine. He does. That's enough.